Well, it's funny because I have a lot of people that come in, they'll look at this bike and they'll say it's cheating. And I say, well, how did you get here? Well, I drove my car. If you haven't tried it and you have an opinion, is your opinion really valid?
I don't know where that anti-e-bike sentiment comes from, aside from resist to change. I know people are afraid that if these are allowed on non-motorized trails, then they will lose trail access.
The trails have to be built differently to accommodate the e-bikes because they corner different, they corner faster. It's an entirely different aspect to biking that these trails haven't been designed for.
They, period, do not do any more damage to the trail than a normal bike, and IMBA's actually done studies on that confirms that.
There's plenty of room for the e-bikes in the OHV areas, and there's hundreds of square miles for motorized use. I don't think they should be on the pedaling specific trails.
We've had so many problems with getting trails. I've gone to so many city council meetings and trail work days and put in sweat equity on building trails, and I am worried about losing access to them because all it takes is one collision, but simultaneously it allows a lot more people to access the trails, and if they're paying taxes, they have a right to those trails as well.
It's very diverse, ranging from guys like me who enthusiast mountain biker just wants to go explore, older clientele that may have some health problems.
We are starting to see the younger crowd get into it. I think it's the new toy. I call it the new uphill flow. We have avid bike riders that have been biking all their life, but now they're getting to the age where they find it harder, and this is a perfect way to keep them going.
The day I have to hang up my mountain bike is the day I dread in life, and if putting a motor on it gets me to be able to ride a little bit longer, I'll probably have different feelings about electric mountain bikes on the trail. I think we're going to see a lot more growth in the sector. Regardless of people's opinions on it, progress is inevitable.
It's been such a hostile climate, e-bikes just don't know what they are yet.
We're in kind of some gray areas still, even though there's legislation. A lot of that legislation has really, the Class 1, Class 2, and Class 3, applies a little bit more to our bike paths. I think it depends who you ask for, and that's something we kind of need clarity from local land use facilities as well as local mountain bike organizations.
2018, we'll probably see our first foray into demoing e-bikes. I plan to have an e-bike specific map and a form that they'll fill out promising to ride them in motorized legal places. Managed correctly, I think these things have a future. Managed incorrectly, I think we're going to have a lot of chaos.
They're bigger in Europe right now, where I think they're more accepted for daily commuting. And we've been watching and trying to see how that's going to translate into the US.
E-bikes are definitely in the future of biking. They've always been in Europe, but now it's really starting to flow to the US. E-bike sales are up drastically. That is a huge boost to the bicycle community, period, because it puts a lot more money out there for trails, taxes.
Now we can go on some of these trails that we've never been on before because they haven't really been accessible because it's too far out there or it's too hard to get down.
This is going to provide more trail access for everybody, including non-motorized, as it grows our sport as a whole. The sky's the limit, and I think in 5 years it's going to look tremendously different in terms of how many electric assist bikes are in this store and out everywhere.
It's not a thing that's going to destroy mountain biking. It's not a thing that's going to put people in danger. We are really trying to work together to get more people on bikes, and that's the important thing.